This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerge from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. A good gain there on first down. That run will get him 7 up to the 32-yard line.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down and 3. Burrow now off the bootleg. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And down to the 11. A big play there on the catch and run. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Ready?
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that is incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Well, this defense for the Bengals, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
On second down, here's Mixon. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you figure the field goal team coming on 4th. McPherson's kick is good. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. He'll find the rookie from Michigan, Nico Collins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
That's good. Bears. First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game.
A lot of football left to be played.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this one is incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. Oh, fighting off the defender. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A give. This is Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They need to get this to the 24 on third down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. They snap it to Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll go out of bounds, making it all the way down to the 5. A big play there for Cincinnati. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
2nd down and goal. Burrow. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A huge play there for Chicago.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On 1st down, Fields. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a pretty nice throw right there from the rookie. And this, of course, is game number 2 of his NFL career. His guys did not get the win, Charles, in the opener. But what did you see from him last week?
Well, I think all things considered, he played pretty well, and I don't think I'd pin the loss on him. But there's no question, this is a learning process, and that was step 1. And he's hoping on the road to glory.
And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On play action, Fields. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears have cut it to within a score. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
And Tyler Boyd's one of those guys that seems to fly under the radar, but he finds ways to get open, and he has nice hands. He's averaged right around 80 catches a year his last 3 seasons.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Burrow will throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Throwing again on second down. Burrow. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. There he goes, right side. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Open man is Uzama. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Second and 10. And that's out quickly to Chase. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Play action. It's Burrow. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. More problems here on 3rd down. They converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. Off play action, Fields. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. Now here's a throw. It's complete. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To throw is Fields. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his...
And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off around the 27. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle. Play action. It's Fields. Rolling to his right. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
And how about the rapport that these two had last year as rookies? Exactly what the Bengals had in mind when they made Joe Burrow the 1st-round pick and T. Higgins the 2nd.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down.
I love the drive they're working on here, because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Burrow looking to pass. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Second down at 7. And Burrow going to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Oh, that's offline. He hooked it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, just kicking a field goal there, that's a decision that could be open to second guessing. You know, you're trying to get back within a field goal, but it didn't work out as planned.
And now you're banking on your defense to be motivated enough to get out there and get the ball back for you. I think if that ball goes through the post, the defense is naturally motivated, even elevated in their mission. Now they've got to find a way to dig down deep and get it done.
It's Logan Wilson there to bring him down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap. Fields over the middle. He gets it to Collins. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
They'll run on 1st down. Montgomery. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 70 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 9. He got 8. And that's going to leave him with a 4th and 1 on their side of the field. out of the gun. Fields. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. What a chance they just took. A huge chance. They go for it on fourth down, wind up getting the first.
Go ahead and admit it. You thought it was a bad call, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I think any normal person did. How about him picking it up? Give him credit.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And off comes to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check, 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 check. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Now Fields. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick-6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. Santos' kick is up and through, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. To throw, Burrow. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Burrow. That is caught. It's Uzomah. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And they come with a jet sweep here as Burrow just taps that forward. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Now Burrow. He's going to air one out. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing, Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Burrow. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance, and let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road, want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
Don't forget the extra point, it's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This is Jakeem Grant. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On play action, Fields. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And that one will bounce. Start here at the 24. Offense. They control their own destiny here. Would win it.
And I think teams around the world going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now. put the ball in the end zone and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Now a first throw here in overtime. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
It's almost not fair when you talk about Allen Robinson to talk about how dependable he is, but that's a great word for him. Last year, first time he's gone over 100 receptions in his career, and he makes a nice catch there for a first down.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer. So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
On first down, it's Montgomery. And he's got some space here. And he's got this down to the 35. 107 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. 2 minutes left in this overtime session and still all tie. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Montgomery. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Second and 11 now. Back to throw. Fields. The screen pass here to Cohen. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled him a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. He covered a lot of ground, great blocking, and now they can sniff that end zone.
They certainly can, and because of that run, maybe...
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're